Namaskar, Dadaji.
Namaskar.
So tell us, Dada, what got you involved in Ananda Marga? Why did you want to get initiated?
Yes, I was very young person when I joined Anand Marga. I was barely 13-year-old. I am from the village. I went to town. And, the house owner was a Marga. So he used to meditate every day, on the cot. And there were 4 pictures hanging on the wall. Vivekananda, Lord Buddha, Lord Shiva, and Ramakrishna Paramahansa, all in meditation pose. And these things, I was watching every day, because I was living there. So it, it came in my head, I thought about it, why this person is meditating. This is the first things came to me. And he was a very, very sweet guy, very humble, very sweet person, So one day I asked him, I got curious, I wanted to ask what he's doing. I had read so many books about great people when I was childhood, in children books. So he said, that time he didn't say much to me. And he just took me. I was a student, so of course he said that meditation will help you for the concentration of mind. I said, okay. But he said, why don't you come with me to, see how they meditate. So he took me to Jagriti. That was the things. It was 1967. And you know what? It's very hard to tell you what inspired me. When I went there, people were singing, such a devotional songs. It was such a thing that it really, really, it went very, very deep into me. I mean, bhajan and kirtan and this kind of thing, it was always in my house. But this Anand Marga bhajan, it was really, really very, very strong because I had a temple, my father had a temple. So I had seen so many things. But here it was so inspiring for me. It was so that somehow I sat there, he didn't say anything about it. And after that singing, the bhajan, they sat, sang, I didn't know anything about. They sang Sangachadvang and then they meditated. And when there was a pin drop silence there. And I didn't get initiated. And this thing inspired so much to me. So I came back and I told him, can I come again? And he said, yes, you could come. Always. So I went about 6 months, and I was the youngest person. So I tried to get initiation after 3-4 months, but say you are too young. They were all married people, the family people. There was no young person there. I was the only one. But I enjoyed. And when I went to Acharya, he said, you are too young to learn meditation. But finally, I got initiated. So I don't know, it was the peace of the environment of that place it gave me. And they were also involved. This was a time also in India, a big drought, So people were doing what you call distributing food. It was cheap food center. So there were other things. And they were running the schools, they had orphanage, all kind of things. So this all thing inspires so much to me. And so since, all these things, so I wanted to learn meditations. But it was like 2 months I tried to learn meditation. But every time Dada will call me and say, no, you are not ready. And finally I got initiated. So it was the meditation, it was the social work, and, the people's, I tell you, what you call it, such wonderful people, such wonderful people. I had never met such wonderful people. They were so sweet, that it was such a strong tie. The love between the Margi was so strong, it was unbelievable. More than the family, Indian families, more than that. So this inspired me to learn.
How long before you met Baba after your initiation?
Or just same year. Actually, there was a DMC in my town. Baba was living in, Ranchi. My place is very far from there. Maybe, actually the Baba Naam Kevalam was given in my bhukti. So, yeah, maybe I don't know. It's 150 miles or something from my place. So Baba was passing through there. I have no idea about those days. He was going to go to Aurangabad, a place for DMC. So Baba Baba had some kind of rest in our place. When you were asking about these things, that when you about the meeting the first time Baba, I forgot everything about it. I was there and I just attended. I was very new person. Baba came. First, I could not understand who is the Baba because I was always thinking about the long hair, long beard, the big guy. But then Baba came. I had no pictures. I had not seen anything. Anyway, so after many years, it may be around 1985, Baba asked me a question. He said, when did I meet you? That was the question from Baba. And I said, Baba, I met you in 1967. You came to my town. And then he put a question before me. What, when you saw me, what you were thinking that time? And, we were sitting there, so I was there, but what, so I had totally forgotten about it. I had no idea. And anyway, Baba asked me one thing. He said that, okay, you want to know about it? I said, yes. Then he said, hold my toe. And it was just like a movie. I am in 67 back in 85. That time I was working in Hong Kong sectors. And, I was just, I looking Baba and, somehow some things was in my head. I went to some like little child or something. So I had no ideas about the gurus. But I mean, so big, but I was looking on his feet. I wanted to sit on his lap. That's it. Something like that. That was my meeting with the Baba.
Right. And are there other meetings with Baba that stick in your mind?
Yes. There are then, same year I went to the DMC Patna. There I saw the Baba, but nothing happened. Then in 69, I had my PC, this is a very story. There was a Dada Nirmohananda, if you remember him. This Dada came to town. Now, when I learned meditation, Dada, I was very young, as I told you. I was 13, 14 years, 9th grade student. So, yeah, I came to know Baba when I was in 8th grade, Yalan Mark, but 9th, I got initiation in 67. So there was this Dada came with Mohanandi, no, sorry, Nirmohananda. So Nirmohananda came. The first time when he looked at me and he was just astrologer or a palmist. The first, Acharya were not, those days in Anand Margam, they don't believe in astrology and palmistry, all kind of things. So Dada hold my hand, he started look at my palm, and he said, there is so much journey in your hand. And there's so much that you have to have personal contact. I said, no, I don't want to go for personal contact now, Ranchi, because I have moved to Jagriti without, my family permissions. They're already angry. My family was dead against. I was the youngest son, and they were dead against. So I say, they kicked me out, He said, no, you have to go to Baba. You have to come with me. I said, no, Dad, I cannot come. So he forced me, basically, and he took me to Ranchi. And these were two Dadas, they took me there. And when I went there, just wanted to come back. I tell you, in my mind, soon, but there are so many people in queue for the PCs. And I was the last one. I didn't know just 20 or 30 people. She said, well, it will take a couple of days. I said, oh my God. I said, Dada, I want to go back. I had only thing in my head to go back to. Otherwise, I was very much afraid. I had so much clash with my family, so much. Anyway, so it turned just, I don't know, luck, good luck, or whatever you can say. The last become the first, and first become last. Baba called me first day. So I went there, and those days, if you go for PC, they will check you, the guard. They will ask you Jama Niyama, 15 Silas, and Supreme Command. And one thing Dada did not teach me, and David was, do you know Sastang Pranam? So I didn't know what a Sastang Pranam, the word. I know this kind of thing in India. So I say, I know Jamaniyama, I know the 15 Silas, and I know Supreme Command, but I don't know Sastang Pranam, what it is. So she get out from here, the car angrily said. So Dada was just standing there. I said, what is this Sastang Pranam? He did not teach me Sastang Pranam. He will just go and lie down. So I understood. In India, it's very common, my family, they do every day these things to the gods. So I went and said, I know, I had forgotten. So he allowed me. So I went, in the room, and Baba asked me in English, my name. And I said, what is your name? And I said, Baba, my name. Then he asked me, what is your father's name? And this was it. So I told my father's name. I said, no, no, no. I am your father. I got really confused. He said, how could Baba my father? I know. And after that, he said, come here. No, he said, you have made a lot of mistakes. So I will punish you. So I shot his big stick there. And I had heard so many stories about, giving punishment. And just recently, there was one Margi from my place who had got really, really heavy punishment. He was also students, my friend, even there. I said, oh my God, I really, really, physical punishment, I was really, really afraid of it very much, Nobody in my...
This is a General Margi or a Dada?
Who?
The Margi he got a punishment, was he a Dada or a General Margi?
No, Margi. My friend.
Right.
My friend, Margi. His name was Devendra. Yes. Before he had a PC, a month ago, and he came back and he told me, because Baba showed him on the screen what he has done. So I was really scared, that, oh my God. Then Baba looked at me and he said, you are so little, so you are so small. Of course, Baba is speaking in Hindi, so what I can translate it. So come closer and come closer and closer and closer and closer. So I went, I was really scared, Baba is going to punish me or something. But Baba said, no, no, you are small. And of course, Baba asked me to sit on the lap. And then I was in another world, anyway. That's it. The second meeting was with Baba, it was 69, 96. And my PC was over. And that was it, that's very important things in my life. But you have to know about my initiation. That's much more important. That how did I become a monk? That's I didn't tell you. You see, yeah. So when I went for, after 2 months struggling, after 6 months visiting the Jagriti, and after 2 months running after this brahmachari, he's finally initiated him. After initiation, I was really very happy. And you have this Guru Dakshina, all right? So in Guru Dakshina, after the Guru Dakshina was over, you know, we both of us came out of the room. So we are walking in the, compound of the, our ashram, our center. And Dada looked at me and he said, "You gave everything to Guru today?" I said, "Yes, I gave everything." "So you gave everything?" Again out. I said, "Yes." "So is this body, the mind and soul all belong to the Guru?" I said, "Yes, it belongs to the Guru." So he looked at me and he said, "If I ask you to go to become Varanasi, to become a sannyasi, you will go there." And that was, I tell you, it's like a fallen a sky over my head. I said, "Oh my God," because sannyasi life, everything is okay, but sannyasi life, no. But somehow I was so, one side I was just struggling because, my family, I had seen so many sannyasi visiting my house. And they will, say about so many things. That's how the hard life is, sannyasis. Everything is all right, but it's so difficult. Sometimes they will cry singing the song, you know. And they used to come very much in my house. There was a special kind of Nath Jogi. There was one Nath Jogi. They used to play Sarangi and they used to tell. This is very interesting. And the children are not allowed to listen, but sometimes we have listened this thing. So I was really, really, how they talk about the satisfying the Guru, that to satisfy the Guru, you have to bake like a certain amount of gold, certain amount of silver, certain amount of grains, a certain amount of cloth. It means I have to bake whole life. That was in my head if I become a sannyasi. Anyway, but somehow in my heart, I said, "Yes, Dada, I will, I want, I will go to become sannyasi right now." He said, "No, you are, when you become 18, then you can go, not before that." The seed of the sannyasi, Dada put me already. And it went so deep in my, I can give it. All right, I say you something about it, my sadhaka's life, before I proceed, right? The Margi life.
Right.
I never missed Dharam Chakra and I never missed annual DMC and 6 yearly DMC since I got initiation, except 2 times when I was forcibly, I was not allowed to go, the 2 times. So what happened, even now when I learned yogi, the meditation, and people have such a bad things about the yoga. So my family priest they told that my son have not meditated, just yoga. Say, you have to stop him doing meditations, yoga. Because if he practice yoga, he'll become yogi. If he become a yogi, he will go to Himalayas. So he will leave, he will become sannyasi. So when I went the first time to my home on long summer vacations, they were all planned, that when he tried to meditate, he said, "You have to just disturb." So it was really a very difficult time. Whenever I close my eyes, my niece, nephew, I was a younger son, and somebody, my sister-in-law, she said, "What are you doing? What is this?" My father, my family, my priest have told, "You have to stop doing this meditation and yoga." I got really fed up. But then there's a bad thing, something happened for the good reason. I had really enjoyed my meditation, but I had never experienced such wonderful things. So what happened? I said, well, during the day, they can disturb me. What about if I do my meditation after, everybody go to bed? So I start to do meditation in my room after 10 p.m. And I tell you, the taste of the food when you are really hungry. And the taste of the sadhana. I had so much this deep desire for last 1 week to do sadhana. And really, I went to meditate. I meditated from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. And it became my habit for it didn't, I just used to sit the meditation, I was gone. And it became so much that I was so much intoxicated when I get up in the morning and I said goodbye to my family. I said, I'm going to go to the river, to the hills. So, and nobody knew it. But that was the most beautiful experience of my life of spirituality among this. Yeah. It's 2 months was every day, 5 to. Um, when I say you that I sat for the meditation, I didn't do it. It was happiness, which I will narrate because I have a very difficult life, very difficult. So after 67, 69, I had a PC. All right. After 69, all right, I visited many times Baba in Ranchi. Baba used to live. In 7, and this family clash become strong and very big. And one day it so happened, it become so bad. It becomes so bad. My father has a friend in the city. So if I need money, I just go to him and he will give it. My father's friends. So in 1970, I joined my college and I went to get money, from my father's friends. And father will, take care and pay. And he told, your father have prohibited to give you money. And I was so mad. I came to Jagriti. I burned all my books, pen and pencil, everything I burned it. I destroyed and run away from my house. But I was not 18. And I had no place to go, I know. Because if I go to Ranchi, I was blacklisted in Anand Marga. He said, my family belonged to the ruling parties, my brothers. And he said, if you took my brother, we are going to burn your jacket. So when I go to now Ranchi, I have to go, but I can stay only 1 or 2 days. He said, you have to leave. So I cannot go to Ranchi. I'm not 18. Oh, I have to tell more. Oh, my God, I forget. Anyway. So there was one Acharya, his name was Brahmadev. Acharya Brahmadev, when the Baba Nam Kevalam was given, he was the first person, who was present there, one of the person, Acharyas, during Baba Nam Kevalam. So anyway, he had watched me and this is in trouble. I used to visit him. So I just told the Dada what the details, please, don't tell me I am going to go to Acharya Brahmadev. So I went there, and there he said, well, what happened? I explained to him that I left my college. And he said, you want to be Anand Marga Sannyasi? Anand Marga Sannyasi means responsible person. Means you have to do the duty. I said, okay. So he said, okay, I am Acharya. I have no time. I have my family, my wife, 2 children, my buffaloes, and the land. You take care, I go for prachar. And he said, take out, he gave me training. What do you call? You remove your shirt and pant. He gave me some red cloth to wrap around and one t-shirt and say, if you can lead the life of hardship, you can survive in Anandmar. It was 1970. So I was there, I feel so bad. Food was so bad. Yesterday was so bad. And then I have to take care of his wife and 2 little children and this, and in the middle of the forest, he had to leave this place, It's near Anandashila, this called Anandapit, Bagh Maharashtra. So anyway, I stayed 2 months there, and I had a Baba's dream. You asked me about Baba's. I had so many Baba's dreams. There is this dream. I didn't know how to do, but I was there. I have to take care. I have to become 18, which take another, 8, 9 months. So I had this dream. He said, Baba, you leave, Baba. In the night, I have this dream, and Baba said, leave this place. Don't stay here. Most of the time, whenever I have a dream, I wake up and sit down. I said, what Baba want to say? And I got up I was there. Where should I go now? All right, where should I go? And I have no place to go. I can't go back home. I can't go for studies. I burn everything. I can't go to Raji. I cannot go to even training center because already one time I had tried to go 69 to become Dada and they didn't allow me. So you have to be waiting. There's another story about it. Anyway, so I have no place. So during the day, at noon, just after noon, I was just going to take his what you call buffaloes, water buffaloes, for grazing in the forest. And I see my father there with the big stick there, your eye. I said, what the hell you are doing here? He look at me because my clothes, this thing. I said, look. And I thought Acharyaji, that time Acharya Brahmadev was very big person, big mustache, big head, was really, there is another story about him. Anyway, there's several story about him. So I thought he's going to save me. I said, what you are doing with this man? My father was a landlord. He has more than 100-acre land. He has 40, 50, cows, then with buffaloes, and business, all these things. He said, if you have to do this, why don't you come here? Why you are doing with this man? So he go to him, he said, why did you keep my son here? He said, I did not keep your son. He didn't have place. He just says, if you want to take your son, you take your son. That was it. Dada did not save me. And they are here since that 1970 December, my mind went down. I went back home. After a few days, there was a DMC, New Year's DMC, 70. And I was going, I packed my bag going. My sister, my mother, all my sister-in-law, they all blocked me. He said, no, you can't go. You just came. I know if you go, you cannot come back. Everybody started to cry. And that was the crazy things. And then I went to I had my brother-in-law, he took me, stay with sometime with her. And after 1 month, I stay with I stay maybe January up to March. I stay maybe 1 month with my brother-in-law. I came back home. When I returned, it is 71 round. I didn't go to DMC. And here is my downfall. Here is. My mind is getting very down because nobody is helping me. No Acharya is helping, nobody. And so that is the time what happened. One day I get a message. I don't want to, there are so many things happen here. I am very down, very down. One friend came and he said, Baba is coming to Daltonganj, Medninagar now. Baba gave a new name for the town. And this gave me little energy to me. Baba is coming. So I went to the father. I said, Father, look. They know that I'm not doing meditation. I gave up. I said, I want to go back to college and studies. I'm not going to do Anand Marga. And they say, really, son, you want to study? Yeah. I say, yes, Father, I don't want to do anything yoga and meditation and this yoga and these things. So, okay. So, my mother never kept, my father never kept money. She said, go to mom and take your money, whatever you want. So I get a bunch of money. I came there, Baba's planning here work. I came there and then just I'm getting down from the bus, I'm seeing the Dada there. So I went to Dada, where's the Baba? She said, there's no Baba here. So I said, no, my friend told that Baba is coming. So I went to Jagriti. I met the details. I said, there is no Baba. So Dada said, you are so much wanted to know about Baba, want to meet Baba? And he was one of the Baba securities in charge there. His name was Shamanand, he's no more. So he said, why don't you come with me if you want to see Baba? I said, oh my God, this is wonderful. At least I have a lot of money. I go and see Baba. So when I went there, this Dada, who was very against of me, the DS Dada, he was transferred, luckily. So he was the person, he was always the DS disturbing me. So when I went there, this Dada took me there and Baba was there, and there was this Sevadal, was the VSS headquarters. And I met some other Dada, and there's one Dada who's the Acharya of Shankrananda, Acharya Ramasraji. He looked at me and said, hey, you are here. I know him. He said, why don't you become a LFT? There's training going on. I said, that is wonderful. Because I'm still not 18, so I cannot become a Dada. At least I can, and that is time I become a LFT. I become the train. Now come the LFT stories. You know, you wanted to know my most horrible or most beautiful one of the experience of my LFT is pity, you know, experience. So, you know, I used to go for spiti, you know, spiti, you know that. You have to go and beg. So it was Rashi, so I used to go. I was a little afraid because my father and my family is known with many important people, you know. So I didn't want to go to town. I had to go to the village, far away. You know, I was afraid that if somebody recognized, you know, they will complain to the father, the police or government. They used to come, so many people, a connection. So I went there, you know, Hariom Tatsat. I got some potato and some rice. And I was walking on the street, you know, in the village street. Then I met one person. I got early morning, 6 o'clock. And this person asked me, I said, we have to keep a silence, mon brother. So he said, I was just silent, you know, I was not speaking. He said, no, you have to speak. So he said, no, you have to speak. And I was very young. I thought he beat me up. So I said, okay, you know, I said, I'm not a beggar. I explained about Anand Marga, a little bit this and that I'm doing. So he said, very nice, you come to me. There are my friends, you talk about little bit about philosophy. I said, no. He said, possibly it took me one place. When I went that place, it was a tribal people, you know, in India. And this, I saw they were all drinking, you know, some kind of liquor, this tribal liquor. And they have this ritual going on. There was one person is something doing chanting in a small heart with the God, you know, the God. So here he comes and he said, so I saw the situation there. So I told the person who brought me, I said, you know, I want to leave this place because I can't give lecture. He said, my job is over. He talked to the head of my tribes. I said, who is that? He said, the person who is inside, you know, the heart. So I said, I want to go, you know, because I can't do anything. He said, no. You have been brought here to sacrifice the goddess. I tell you, my mind got totally blank. You know, I tell you the truth. When he said that he's going to sacrifice, you know, India still every year there is some human sacrifice in India. Sometimes children, sometimes this, sometimes that. Sometimes you read this news, this kind of thing. Then all the good days of my life, I am remembering how the people, my father, my brother, my sister, how much they love. And I was just I forget about Baba. I said, I am going to die and nobody will know it. That was the only thing in my head. I was just thinking I am going to be sacrificed to the goddess and nobody. Then I said, oh my father was right, my brother was right, my sister was right. You know, why I joined this Anand Marg, I'm going to be sacrificed. So when you are going to die, you know, you try to do whatever possible. So I said, oh, Dada, you tell me, you know, I have to take Dada, you know, graveyard to meditation and this and that. And they say, if you have this, you the second lesson, it's a power. So I said, maybe I give second lesson. And when I use the second lesson, I thought I may fly or something, you know. Nothing happened. I said, second lesson is this. This is what it is. Mantra is second lesson. Maybe I thought, maybe I'm confused. Maybe it's the first lesson. So I started to repeat the first lesson. Didn't do it. Nothing. Now I arrived like 8 or 9 o'clock that place, and it, you know, I cannot go out. There are 40 people there. So I was just every second I was thinking about my death. So it passed like, it's like it came noon. I was there like 8 o'clock. And around the noon, they brought liquors and said, you have to drink this liquor. I said, no, I can't drink. I said, no, you have to drink it. They hold me and put it in my mouth. Anyway, I had to drink. I was feeling, oh my God, I would die. But, I never had tasted the liquors in my life. But this kind of hell, I felt so bad about it, so bad about it. Anyway, time came, I was just thinking about I'm going to die. It's like an evening, it came like 4 or 5 o'clock. One person came there, and he took my bag, and there was some potato in the bag. He wanted, he said, you want to take my potato and eat it? So who is scared? I said, take my potato and go. At that very time, someone appeared there, one person, and he said, don't take his potato. We don't know who is this person. Is a beggar or is a saint? Maybe God. We are a tribal people. We don't take people, you know, from the poor or beggars. He said, no, who are you? I said, don't ask me, but don't take. When he said this thing, something got really strange things happened there. All these 40 people, they started to fight. They were all drunk, they started to fight. And this person said, this is a time for you to escape from here. All right? So he hold my hand and he said, no, I didn't want to go with him. He said, I was thinking maybe there is another, plot. I was really afraid to go with him. So he came and he held my hand and he ran and ran and ran. So I was running and running and running and with him. And when he came to the main road, and he said, you now go, my job is over. But I was very much afraid. I thought maybe they are following me. He said, no, I will be staying here. If anybody cross the road, I am going to kill one by one. You go to Baba. And that was his word. Go to Baba. So I just ran and ran, I was running and running, and finally it was evening. I arrived there. When I went there, Baba quarter, my training was there, in front of Baba quarter. So this Dada who has brought me there, he was also in charge of Baba's security, in charge, Ramananda. He was moving forth and back in front of Baba's, gate. And then I saw, and he was totally, but he ran to me. He said, why you are supposed to come noon time? You are coming in the evening. What you are doing? We are all in trouble today. I said, what happened? Due to you, Baba has not eaten anything and he did not take even water. He just said, you bring my son, only then I can eat and drink. What where we are, what you are doing? He said, Dada, please go. It's a long story to tell you. You just go tell, I am here. I will tell the whole story, what happened. So anyway, he went there, Dada, and Dada come after a few minutes. He come with a big plate of food and a cup of or a glass of water. He said, Baba did not eat. He just made a prasad. The Baba said, today there will be no prasad distribution. All the, the food, all the prasad, Baba have given to you. So you can have the whole plate of prasad. And also the water Baba gave. So drink the water and the prasad. So I had a beautiful, prasad that day.
Yeah, so you got posted to New York sector and you've been there a long time. Can you tell us what it was like, first of all, when you first went there, adjusting to a very different culture, and any nice experience that you've had working there?
Really speaking, it did not matter to me because I had already worked in Hong Kong sector when Baba's time, and then also in Berlin sectors. Uh, you know, from 1979 onwards, I am outside of India. So really speaking, when I came here, I came as a trainer of the LFTs. It was very easy to, adjust for me. It was not so difficult. And I always found Baba's grace. Actually, I didn't want to go to America, to be truthful, but they sent me. My health was not very good, but the center sent me here. and I had to start the training center. And I came. It was very good. I came to first the first two sessions I did in Anand Kanan, and after that I went to California, and for 2 years I was there, and a lot of people got trainings in California, a lot of LFTs, and at least 30 people during these 2 years they came, and after that they put me in Anand Kanan as a rector. I didn't want to Anand Kanan was in trouble, so I I went to Anand Kanan. I took care of Anand Kanan for 6 7 years. You see, my health is not very good, so I was very bad shape, but now I'm getting better. Here mostly I moved to New York only for the medical regions, but the best things happened just last year. I started to move. I went to Mexico, and I have a new initiate, new brother, Ishwara, who arranged this time. When I went first time, people were asking me to come. Dada used to go there. I had some old contacts, and through that I went there. And this brother Ishwara, and he got initiated last year, and this year he arranged 3 lectures. You know, and it was the first time I saw the queue for the meditation. There are so many people came. We were four acharya, but we had only one Didi. A lot of sisters came for initiation because I had been 3 times with other dadas there for initiation, but Didi was there was no Didi there for 1 year. So a lot of people, but still we initiated. There were like 80 people in queue for learning meditations. We managed. We had like 20 brothers, but the Didi has a lot of sisters for the queues. And this brother is very very good. He's from very well-to-do family, and he got initiated. His father, his sister, his mother, his friend, his relatives. So he's doing a very good work. And yeah, Rava programs. We conducted several Rava programs here in New York. I'm in USA. I'm Rava secretary and Dharm Prachar secretary. Yeah.
Okay, Dadaji, thank you very much for sharing your stories with us. They're very inspiring.
All right.